Namaste friends, I'm Mani Goel. I'm an integrated spiritual healer and guide, an international author, founder and master teacher of Akashic Records Readers and Healers Certification course, and founder and master teacher of a variety of other healing and wellness courses. Some of my signature courses are Soul Design, of course, level 1 and 2, the complete Akashic Records Readers and Healers Certification course. Sapphire Healing System, a new and very potent healing modality for critical ailments and severe physical impairments, and which helps us to lead our lives with peace and harmony. Living with Abundance is another one of my signature programs. Twin Flames, I do a lot of talks and workshops about twin flames and healing our twin flame relationships and also helping us move forward on our twin flame journeys. Another one of my signature programs is Relationship Harmony. And through this video, actually, I'm here to speak to you about Akashic Records. And before we proceed, I would just like to let you know, as an integrated healer, what else do I do? As an integrated healer, my work includes working with a lot of different modalities. As a few of them I've already mentioned, I work with the Akashic Records modality, which came to me during my meditative states. I work with spiritual healing modalities, which help us heal our any kind of physical situation, and also help us reinforce a state of healing in our environment. So if there are kind of relationship blockages, if there are any blockages in your business, career, etc., those also to a great extent can be healed with the help of a powerful master healer. And I also work with higher spiritual realms like angelic realm, ascended master realm, and I also teach a course which is also known as healing with angels and ascended masters. So I also act as a clairvoyant and angel therapist. I do a lot of past life readings, and a lot of my private consultations are an amalgamation of Akashic Records modality, spiritual healing modalities, uh, bringing guidance from angelic and other higher realms, and bringing information through your past life, also chakra healing and balancing, which reinforce a state of wholeness about in your life, in relation to the situation you're inquiring about, that you wish to work on, etc., etc. So this is what I do as an integrated healer, that is combine a variety of different healing modalities. What I'm not is an astrologer. Just to mention it, because a lot of people ask me if, because I teach Akashic Records and I also consult in Akashic Records, like I do private consultations related to Akashic Records. A lot of people ask me if I'm also an astrologer. So just to let you know through this video that I'm not an astrologer. It is not one of the modalities that I practice. Now in this video, I'm here to speak to you about Akashic Records. So I get a lot of questions about Akashic Records because it's a relatively new modality. People are getting increasingly drawn towards this modality. It is pulling people towards itself, and fairly so. I will explain to you later why this is happening. Um, but not too many people know exactly what Akashic Records are. And the thing is, when you want to learn about Akashic Records, suppose you're already a healing practitioner and you just feel that, oh my God, I want to learn about Akashic Records, who do I learn it from? There are not that many teachers of this modality. If you do a research, if you just do a Google research internationally, you will find that only 4 or 5 master teachers of this modality who actually teach about Akashic Records, who actually train you to become an Akashic Record healer or teacher. And if I may humbly say so, um, it is part of my life purpose. It is part of my spiritual life path as a healer and moderator and master teacher, to teach and guide people about Akashic records. uh, Soul Design Level 1 and 2, the course that I founded and created, is the only course of its kind that is being offered in Asia. uh, it allows you to become an Akashic Records certified reader and healer. The certificate is presented through Money Healing and Consultancy International. It is a company that was founded in Hong Kong, and actually a very credible name in healing and wellness industry in the Asia Pacific region. I travel internationally, I teach globally. This course has been offered in bits and pieces. Actually, the course was founded in Hong Kong because I started getting downloads. When people would come to me for consultations for my angel therapy and other kind of healing modality, I started getting downloads for them from the Akashic realm. And eventually I also started writing a second book about Akashic records, which is yet to be published. So this Akashic records modality came to me as a spiritual download, after an intensive and successful spiritual practice, years of spiritual practice. So this course was founded in Hong Kong. It has been taught in India, and a community of soul design graduates is being built. People who have taken soul design course are already practicing Akashic records readers and healers, and they are very credible and advanced readers and healers. They are doing good job. Most of them are advanced teachers, were advanced healers already, with 10 to 25 years of experience of healing, with different modalities like pranic healing, reiki, um, angel therapy, breath work, and other healing modalities which are popular these days, and sound healing. And they studied about Akashic records as yet another advanced healing modality as they move forward to add to their repertoire as a healer and a therapist and a spiritual practitioner. Rest assured, if you are certified by Money Healing and Consultancy International as an Akashic records readers and healers, um, you will be regarded as a credible practitioner. Also, this course, as I suggest, is for people who already have some kind of experience with healing modalities, or as a therapist, whether they are doing it professionally or as a hobby and a self empowerment tool. I do not recommend this course for a complete beginner. Even if you're a serious meditator, a Buddhist practitioner who has for example, I'm not just saying a Buddhist practitioner, but what I mean is, if you have years of meditation experience, or even if you are a yoga practitioner, even then you may actually take up this course, which will be confirmed, but your attendance and your ability to be able to attend this course will be confirmed by me. I take my job as a master teacher of this course with a great deal of responsibility. And when you are serving people by training and by training them as healers and therapists, we have to be very careful that the people who are being trained as healers and therapists are actually ready to be able to serve the society in a credible manner. So this is the value system. This is the principle Money Healing and Consultancy International um, works upon. This is a very basic founding principle uh, for us to be able to train healers and wellness practitioners who are ready to serve the society. and uh, who have the value system to become credible healers and therapists. Um, Now coming back to Akashic records. Now in this video I really want to address a few frequently asked questions that I'm often asked by people, by prospective students who want to take up the course, and also people who want to come to see me for consultations. So I will cover this. I don't want to make this video very long. I will have a second part of this video recorded as well, but in this particular video I will cover 3 or 4 points. So the first question that I will cover in this video is what are Akashic records. Then the second question I will cover is how they can help us, and how can I do Akashic Records readings and healings if I take up the Akashic Records certification course? Can I also use it for my own personal life? How can it enhance my personal life? So is it the same as past life readings? So basically, these are the 4 or 5 questions that I will cover, which are often asked. So to address the first question, on a very basic question, what exactly are Akashic records? To answer this question, uh, I want to tell you that everything, it is believed in this, by spiritual practitioners or whoever else. It is believed that every action, deed, intent, or thought that has taken place, that is taking place, or that is going to take place in the history of the universe is recorded in the Akashic records or in the cosmic space at a vibrational, energetic level with a certain frequency. So Akashic is drawn from the Sanskrit word Akasha. Yeah. And Akashic records are basically the records of our intense thoughts, deeds, actions that have ever taken place in the history of the world, that are recorded in the cosmic space at the energetic level, at a certain frequency. A lot of scientific research is being carried out at the moment. Just like there are scientific researches being carried about the effects of meditation, about on Reiki as a healing modality. Similarly, a lot of research is being carried about where there actually is a cosmic field where such records are maintained, and there are a lot of scientists, a lot of scientists who are involved in this. And if you know of a very famous mystic and scientist, Nikola Tesla, he said everything is energy. Every thought we think, every action we perform, every word we speak is nothing but energy um, at the quantum level. This is quantum physics. So similarly, Akashic records is a modality which is actually recognized not just at the spiritual level, but there's also scientific research being carried on for that. And there are groups that if you do a Google search, you might find a lot of groups that are dedicated to this research. It's known at the higher levels, there is a cosmic field where all this information is stored, and a trained Akashic Records healer or a reader, or a dedicated spiritual practitioner whose ESPs have strengthened, have awakened, or whose higher chakras have opened up due to an intensive meditation practice and spiritual practice, is able to access Akashic records. So even if you're not a trained reader and healer, if you are just a very, very serious and dedicated meditation practitioner, it is possible that you have already been accessing Akashic records during your meditative states, or even during your astral travels while you're sleeping, or during your through your dreams. You're connecting to your Akashic records. When we start meditating, our ESPs, our extrasensory perceptions open up. Our third eye opens up, our crown chakra opens up, our higher chakras, uh, which are believed to be beyond the crown chakra, start opening up, and we start connecting to higher realms. This is how people started getting visions, you know. A lot of advanced spiritual practitioners, they start downloading information, they start getting visions, their clairvoyant abilities speak, enhance, so they're able to prophesize, they're able to see things, they're able to foretell events that may happen. Whether sometimes you may get dreams that may foretell something which may happen tomorrow in the news, you know. This is what happens when you start advancing on your spiritual path, and this happens with dedicated spiritual practice. In this course, however, when you are under a master teacher, the master teacher has the ability to open up certain, through some, you can call them kriyas, you can call them attunements, you can call them some kind of spiritual procedures, which includes chanting and deep meditations, through which a master teacher is able to open up your higher your awaken your higher chakras, and also um, help you enhance your extrasensory perceptions, which is what happens in the soul design certification course, through which your ability to be able to access akashic records increase, opens up, and then you are able to access akashic records even for a third party. So Akashic records are essentially, it is an ascended realm. It is also believed to be the realm of gods where only very high spiritual beings reside. So when you are connecting to Akashic records, you're actually connecting to very high devas and spiritual beings. And it is believed once you connect to Akashic records, your consciousness does not, when you connect to Akashic records and you come back to your grounded earthly self, your consciousness is already elevated. So it is believed you do not connect to your Akashic records and do not come back at the same level. You come back at a higher level of consciousness. Just by connecting to Akashic records through a brief meditation during a guided meditation into a 2-hour trial workshop can actually help you elevate your consciousness to a higher level. Akashic record is a spiritual realm. It is also a realm, you can say, that resides inside us. So you can also connect to Akashic records in deep meditative state, when you really connect to your inner being, to your God self, to your Buddha self, to your enlightened self. And from there you can get, as above, so below. And then you can get access to a lot of all the spiritual information that you may need or require, that is ready to be dispensed to you by the higher realms. Akashic records are find mention in all ancient spiritual faiths. Every spiritual faith, even whether they are organized religion or unorganized, so even shamanism, even in the pagan spiritual cultures, Akashic records find a mention, because that is how the wise ones, the sages, in the villages in olden times used to communicate with the universe and used to bring information that used to help the villagers. They find mention in the Vedic philosophy, also known as the Hindu religion. They find mention in Islam. They find mention in Bible as the book of life. So there's no spiritual faith that does not mention Akashic records. However, Akashic records is not a religious concept. It's a spiritual concept. It's a non-denominational concept. So if you are inquiring about Akashic records, if you want to study about Akashic records, you're not studying about a particular religion. You could be of any faith as a human being. and you can still study about Akashic records, and it's perfectly safe for you to be able to access your Akashic records. And once you get trained, as you advance further on the soul design path, you can even be able to do readings and learn to do Akashic records, access Akashic records for a third party, which means you can access Akashic records for your friends, for your clients, for your family. Uh, However, you need permission from them to be able to access Akashic records. Akashic records was also popularized by a very well known 20th century clairvoyant healer and mystic, an American, Mr. Edgar Cayce. Mr. Edgar Cayce was known to lie on his sofa in his therapy room, on his sofa cum bed, and when the client would ask him for certain questions, approach him for questions, he would actually keep his eyes closed, and it is believed, as what he shared, his soul would traverse to higher dimensions. And he reported that I often go to a room which is like a library. There are a lot of books kept. And finally, a wise man, an old man with a beard, comes to me and hands me to a book. I open the book, and finally, I have the answer that my client has asked. Now, what Mr. Casey was doing was he was accessing his client's Akashic records and bringing information, and thus reinforcing a state of healing, not only bringing information as a clairvoyant and a psychic, but also reinforcing a state of healing in his client's life. So, when you are accessing Akashic records and you act as a reader and healer, you don't just do it. It's not just a tool for clairvoyance or predictive consultation. It is also a tool for being able to heal certain situations. Okay, so it is believed that Akashic records have golden light energy. It's a golden realm. Every time that I access Akashic records, what I see is golden energy. And of course, with some people who have some dark influences or whose thoughts and actions are not are coming from lower dimensions of human reality of this earthly existence, you may not see this kind of golden light. However, Akashic record is a highly ascended realm which is inhabited by masters and custodians of Akashic records who are guarding it. There are a lot of spiritual ascended beings who are acting as custodians and guides for this modality, which is why it is becoming very popular. Lord Jesus is one of the very high spiritual masters in higher realms who is working closely with Akashic records. Then we have Mahavatar Babaji, who works closely with Akashic records. A lot of my students have reported seeing Mother Mary, and also wisdom angel Archangel Raziel, Archangel Metatron also work very closely with Akashic records. Now these archangels who are known with some other names in different other spiritual traditions, uh, basically are knowledge and wisdom beings, who wisdom spiritual guardians who bring us human beings wisdom and knowledge as well. So a lot of these high spiritual beings are working and acting as custodians of this realm. And people who learn and train about Akashic records are the people who probably um, are already highly ascended beings who just need to connect to this modality uh, at this particular moment of time. Now, why is Akashic records becoming so popular? It is becoming so popular right now because we are going through, as humans at individual level and a collective level, we are going through an evolution of consciousness in this Aquarian age. Most people are now seeking to live from a space of peace and harmony, following the highest life path in a more spiritual manner, in which is quite divergent from the way they were probably brought up. Most people were brought up seeking more money, seeking more material goods, seeking wealth, competing with everyone else, lying, deceiving, cheating, to living more selfishly and all that. But as our consciousness is evolving, more and more people are realizing that these older ways of existing, merely existing and surviving and having material goods, does not serve their soul, and they're seeking to live in more soulful manner, in ways which can bring more peace and harmony to their inner being. A lot of people are rising to their God's aspect. A lot of people are rising to the magnificence of their soul. They're rising, they're awakening to themselves being uh, their God aspects. A lot of people are following serious master teachers, serious gurus. In India, saffron, following the saffron clad gurus is very rampant. But a lot of people, younger lot, are moving away from that culture, are seeking to find the answers within through a life coach or through meditative practices, which connect them to their own inner higher being, to the Buddha within. So all this so Akashic records modality comes to us at this time. Besides, as you may notice, lot of people. I have had students who've been teachers, who've been civil servants. I've had people who are working in as intelligence officers or chief, in Asia Pacific, who have actually come to me for the course and for my workshops. A lot of variety of people across all professions, across all countries, across all faiths are now seeking to live from a state of higher consciousness, where they're able to connect to to something that is beyond what we've been taught, something that goes beyond our earthly senses, something that goes beyond what eyes can see, ears can hear, um, what we can touch. So when we start living from that state, Akashic Records modality comes to us at this time, and fairly so, because it is a modality which is for a person who seeks to live from a state of higher consciousness. It is a life changing modality. It is not just about for anyone, it is not for a beginner, it is not just a simple healing modality. It is a life altering modality which elevates your soul to a higher level, enables us to live from a three-dimensional reality to this fifth-dimensional, sixth-dimensional, seven-dimensional, and eventually become 12-dimensional beings while having this physical existence. I, I hope you're still with me in this. Now, is it the same as past lives? Well, no and yes. Akashic records contain information of most of our past lives. If you have decided to be born on this planet as a human being, then the records of your previous past lifestyles would be kept in your Akashic records. And after taking the soul design course, you may access those past lives also. Or if you're going for a consultation to someone like myself, I might be able to access your past lives and give you information regarding the situation. A lot of times our sufferings, our challenges in this current lifetime come from a previous lifetime, from some kind of karmic influences, some skaras, some prarabdhas, some things that are influencing our destiny from a previous lifetime. Sometimes we carry some curses, some cords. So all those things can be accessed through Akashic records. It is different from past lives because it does not just keep records of our past lives, but it also records the times, those moments when a soul is not in a human body but is actually uh, during that resting state, when it is probably in a higher realm, before, in between human births. So even those records are kept. So a lot of times people also obtain clarity about the origin of their soul through their previous lifetime. So for example, an artist who's making some wonderful, wonderful paintings, is not a trained artist, when Akashic records are accessed, may realize that is not that the art that that particular artist is making is not just the result of what he learned in this particular lifetime or in his or her previous lifetime, but is also the result of the training he received when the soul was in higher realms. And then the painting is and the paintings or the art or the music that that artist is making is actually coming from the higher realms, from the Akashic realm. So Akashic realm is basically when you start connecting to Akashic records, you start connecting to your soul, the essence of your soul, to the soul path, the design that your soul has followed through eons. Our soul is not just this, having just this human experience. Our soul has been there through eons, through ancient times. And a lot of us light workers are born in this time because we are the cause of the evolving consciousness of the planet. So when you start accessing or start connecting to Akashic records, you come face to lot of truths. You also get to know a lot of truth about certain challenges that you may have faced and realize that why those challenges have come about. So what may actually appear as a challenge in this early realm, after accessing your Akashic records, you may realize it was a blessing. It is something that was needed for you to move from one level of soul existence to yet higher level of soul existence and consciousness. So these are the ways that Akashic records work. It is an advanced modality. It is not a modality for beginners. It is a modality that will appeal to someone who already has an advanced and ascended soul and has some kind of previous experience with healing modalities, or even a yoga practitioner who's been doing kriyas which have open up the physical chakras to connect to the divine, can also actually take up Akashic records as yet another modality to be added to the repertoire. It is a modality which can work very well, seamlessly, peacefully, harmoniously with any other healing modality. I have had students who are sound healers who are now practicing Akashic records during the sound healing sessions. I had students who are breatharians who teach breath work and now practice Akashic records modality. And all this is taught to you how to use Akashic records in connection, in tandem, in harmony with other healing modalities. All this is presented to you in Soul Design level 1 and 2. It's a very intensive course. It's a very detailed course which not only enables you to access your own Akashic records, that is level 1, to heal your tendencies, any kind of samskaras, any kind of prarabdhas, that is influences in your destiny, and to move forward towards your highest possible destiny and life path and life purpose, but also brings you face to face with the truth of your own soul. We get so much clarity about our own soul design, about the journey of our self as a soul. We get so much clarity about it, rather absolute clarity. And then the next level of the course, we go up to reading for our clients, reading for our family members, reading for and healing for our friends. And when we start doing that, we are already becoming advanced spiritual practitioners. We also learn how to use this with other modalities. We also learn how to set up a successful spiritual enterprise, a spiritual business, you know, which is rooted in values of a spiritual practitioner, which has an innate credibility, sincerity to serve, and yet brings abundance and peace and harmony in our lives. And we learn a lot more in the course, but this is what I wanted to share with you through this video, because I do get a lot of questions about Akashic records. I hope this video has answered some of your questions, and if not, then you can always Facebook me. You can connect with me on my WhatsApp numbers in Hong Kong and India, and you can email me if you have any further queries. The course will be offered in India very soon. The dates are mentioned alongside this video message. And if this modality is calling you, if this is part of your higher life path and your higher life purpose, then I look forward to welcoming you on this journey of your soul design, and of for facilitating this journey, and for helping others on their Akashic Records journey as well, as a reader and a consultant. I look forward to welcoming you, and I look forward to having you as part of this growing community of soul design graduates all over the world. Thank you very much, my friends, and this is Mani Goel signing off. Namaste.